I paid $2,700 for this truck on Facebook Marketplace. It was really, really rusty if you guys want to watch some older videos. But it wasn't running. I installed another engine in it. It's all good to go now. I have an RDS Pro Stock charger right in the valley. But basically everything in here is pretty much stock for the most part. Of course, I just set all of this stuff in here just so I can mock up the truck so I can drive it a little bit, put a mass airflow sensor in there. But for the most part, this truck has been disassembled for months. But in today's video, I'm gonna finally button up the engine bay with all of the HSP diesel powder coated parts. I think it's really cool to keep the blue and the orange theme going. So we're gonna go ahead and punch this out. And I'm gonna go ahead and powder coat all of this orange, the same color as the truck, and of course all of the clamps. Of course I have to go to HSP diesel so we can get all that squared away. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get all this stuff blasted and repowder coated. But this is gonna be a pretty fun video. I'm gonna take this truck after I'm done doing the ring lights, which I'm gonna show you guys how to install this, by the way. It's gonna take me some time though. I did purchase 2 brand new backing plates because I don't have them. Basically everything that's touching the frame is brand new, brake lines, fuel lines, etc. So these are ring lights. We're gonna probably keep them blue, I like that, but you can pick any color you want. This is just a toggle switch on and off. I'm gonna route all of this stuff to the cab. I'm gonna clean up all of my nasty wiring just kind of flopping around there. I'll probably put some inner fenders in there, but we don't have the bumpers done. We don't have the front bumper, we don't have the rear bumper. And the truck still needs to be buffed after it was just painted at the collision shop. So I have my hands full today. I have just a couple weeks left to get this truck buttoned up for the truck show on the 29th, or the car and vehicle show on the 29th at A&D Repair. The truck will be there, and then the very next day I'm actually bringing this to my church because on the 30th, which is on a Sunday, we're doing a huge fireworks display in the parking lot, and I'm gonna have probably 3 of my trucks there. But if you're local or wanna travel and you wanna make it to one of the 2 events, I'd love to see you. These are double road LEDs instead of single. A lot of guys have single road. I will decide to go with double row. That way we can really get a nice bold look. With these 24s on there and the ring lights right behind them being on, it's gonna look incredible. Let's go ahead and get working. With this specific truck, these are 18mm bolts. Just go ahead and remove 2 of them. Oh, by the way, guys, I sell these on the website. Definitely pick one up. I use this for everything. It says Truckmaster on it. It's a perfect handy flathead screwdriver, and it also comes with a magnet. But we got to pull this out. We're gonna get some residual coming out. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get the key out. Just like that. I think we're about due for another Kodiak truck video. Seriously, it has been a while. Maybe we'll do a video of him tearing this rear end down and doing a rebuild in a transfer case. I think that would be pretty sweet. As a matter of fact, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that. All right. There it is. It's pretty bad. All right, there's your little before and after. So I went ahead and cleaned all that up back there, and I axle greased everything. I took all the other parts, the brackets, and I blasted them, painted them, so they're just drying right now. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the front. And luckily, that's really all we have to do as far as just assembly for the front. I just need to get to the backing plate. That's all I need to do. Actually, you know what? I just realized something. The steering knuckle's right under there. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to bolt that to it from the back. So I'm going to have to realign that. No big deal. So she's all nice and tight, except for back here. I don't like that. But just a heads up, if you install that, that's how it goes in the back. I don't know what to say. Installed it exactly the same way on my red truck, and I've never had an issue with these things hitting anything or getting in the way. But they're in. It's installed. On this side, it's nice and sturdy. Back here, I don't know. And that's it. I went ahead and just removed everything just because I just didn't feel good about having one bolt on each one. And I ran these self-tappers right through. So we have double the strength on each fin. It's on there pretty good, except for the back. So I have the fronts installed. Everything's good, no rubbing, no issues. I have not wired them up yet. Put the tires back on. Like I was talking about, I cleaned up these backing brackets here. And just wheeled them out and painted them. They look good. We're gonna go ahead and put those on. I'm gonna go ahead and put the studs in there, drive those in there, and we'll go ahead and hang this up. As far as installing these to the backing plates on the rear of the vehicle, this is actually a lot easier. Not gonna lie guys, that took me like 6 hours. It took me a while, and only because I had to do the backing plates. That was a nightmare, but it's done. So I have the toggle switch inside of the truck, and all I gotta do is turn that thing on. Oh. Wow. You know, at the time of this recording, let's see here. Oh wow, that's weird. It's exactly 1 o'clock a.m. and I need to get some sleep, but it's dark outside, so let's go ahead and pull this thing outside and look at it. So next morning, A&D Repair, we're getting the alignment done. We're getting the AC recharged, and I'm so glad we're able to clear that hoist. It just barely made it. All right, here we go. David, say hi.
Stop.
I don't know if you guys remember David, but this is what, the third crazy offset truck I've brought you so far? Mm-hmm. Hopefully this one isn't too bad. What do you think so far just by eyeballing it?
This side, we're a little bit cambered out. This side, I think we're a tiny bit cambered in, but I don't think it's anything too excessive. I think we should be able to get by.
You think it's not as bad as the Wife Max?
Wife Max didn't look bad at the beginning either, but it was just having a problem moving them with big tire, big rim, which obviously now we're even bigger tire, bigger rim, and lift kit.
But not as wide.
No, not as wide.
All right, guys, let's see how off we are. He's gonna go ahead and get the lasers all hooked up and stuff, and then we'll go from there. But I'll show you guys how off I was because I installed everything in the front. I did the pink for you, man. And all the haters.
I'll rock pink. So our left side's out pretty bad with a full degree, but it's not the worst I've seen. Our passenger side, on the other hand, is looking pretty decent. We're gonna have to move just a tiny bit, but it's looking pretty good actually.
Nice.
It's not bad at all.
Just having him lock everything in, that way we can verify that the caster stays where it's at or moves. The camber measurements we have on there are actually well within spec for it, and help fight the road crown so it doesn't pull too much off the road.
Yeah, we're gonna do the road crown thing.
Yeah, that way it drives nice and straight, makes it easier, comfortable.
Now I'm gonna mess with David. Ready? Here you go, David. Oh, there we go. Green. Green's the way to go. Here we go. Yes. Oh, it's going crazy.
Dang, disco party up in here.
You're gonna have a seizure under there.
And then like 4 something, 4 or 5.
4.5, minimum 3.5.
Whoa. Whoa. Nice.
You're getting there.
Nice. Good job.
Thanks.
4 degrees.
Also,
spec.
yeah, we should be okay.
Should be.
I say we call it good. Send it. We're gonna do a fatty burnout on the four post alignment rack. What do you think? No?
I don't think we'll enjoy that too long.
Yeah.
All right, film yourself, everybody gone, and then you're the only one here. Yes.
So he got it a little closer after I turned the camera off, and it's done. Unfortunately, we can't take it on a test drive because it doesn't have headlights on it. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around, get it back in the shop so we can go ahead and knock out the AC recharge really quick, and we should be good with that. Well, I got a leak. Hopefully all I gotta do is just tighten that up because I just put all these parts on there.
Wrong gasket style.
It's the wrong gasket.
You have an O-ring there instead of a gasket. It's supposed to be that style?
Yes.
See how it's like a washer?
Oh, I see. That's just an O-ring.
Yep. So right now we're pulling vacuum on it, pulling all the air out, moisture, and getting it down to a vacuum so we have no contamination. Then once our vacuum's completed, it's going to monitor the vacuum pressures, make sure that we don't have any substantial leaks. And once we've done that, we can go ahead and charge it up with the refrigerant to spec, and the system should operate perfectly for a long time.
All right, we got another leak. That sucks. It's the same O-ring, isn't it? That little green O-ring? Oh, that figures. Yup. I think that's the only one. That should be it.
The second one?
So it's the very next day. I actually didn't get the footage of Matt finishing up the air conditioning. In person, you get in that truck, you start it up, you turn the AC on. It's incredible how cold it is in there. It's insane. My L5P, my newer Denali Duramax, that AC is not as good as this right now. Maybe I should get that one recharged too. But wow. But yeah, I went ahead and loaded it back up there at the shop, brought it home, and here we are. Now, what I did do, like I talked about in the beginning, is I started working on putting the powder coated parts in the engine bay, and it looks amazing. And like I said, I will be taking the lid off of this. I'll probably remove some of the clamps off of the turbo and some of the intercooler piping. And we're gonna go ahead and get that powder coated orange. I may even just do the cap here. And I may actually even reach out to Hoosier Hills and see if we can't get a fuse box tray cover orange, the same exact color. That would be pretty sweet. It would really tie the build in. Speaking about the next day, I walked in my garage. We just had a rainstorm last night, and we got some serious flooding going on here in the backyard. Actually, the Cummins just barely missed that. But once I turn the camera off, I gotta get all of this out of the garage. This is not cool. So amongst getting all of that stuff buttoned up, I did do all of the wiring as well. I went ahead and tucked everything in, made it nice and pretty underneath there. And little minute things. You know, this truck was completely disassembled. I put all the stuff back in it. So not all of it, actually I'm actually missing those. But just getting the interior put back together. I know some of you guys are saying, why don't you do the interior as well? This may be a next year thing, or it may be a next later in the year thing. I'm not too sure. But I think it would be pretty cool to reupholster all the seats, maybe do like a blue stitching to it. I don't know, throw a little bit of orange inside of the interior, maybe put a small little sound system in it, just make it nice. I may do a full series on that, I'm not too sure. But man, this thing is coming along. I would say the only regret that I have on this build right here is the frame. I wish I would have powder coated it before we did all of this body work and this amazing paint job. If some of you guys remember that video when I pulled this truck off of the frame, I basically brought it down to nothing. I wire wheeled it, that's what I did. I didn't sandblast it. And then I just epoxied the frame, that's all I did. So you're gonna see some of the pitting. It doesn't look the best. But I don't know, I mean, who knows? If I keep this truck around, as weird as this sounds, I've done this numerous times, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. I can remove the cab, remove the bed, and completely strip the frame right back down to nothing and get it sandblasted and powder coated. I could absolutely do that. Do I want to do that right now? Absolutely not. I'm going to lose motivation on this build, but if I do keep it around, I will most definitely do that because that is the last piece of the puzzle. I'm telling you, if I can get this frame powder coated, this thing will be almost like a SEMA truck. These two are my nicest trucks that I have in the fleet as far as I'm concerned at this point. This is definitely number one in my opinion. I don't think I'll ever get rid of Wife Max. Like I said, unless someone gives me 80 grand for it, I probably would. If somebody wants to let me know in the comments what they think this turbo goes to. I just got another turbo. This is gonna be a fun video. I've not even opened this up, but I'm gonna do it now since you watched this far. All right, we got a turbo in here. Let me know what you think this turbo will go to on one of my truck builds. Let me know in the comments. It's probably a no-brainer to you. But yeah, hot and heavy video coming at you as well. This might be your next video, I'm not too sure. I'm still waiting on certain things on this truck to come in. For example, the rear diff cover, which needs to get painted. I got a PPE one coming in. Of course, the rear and front bumper, which by the way, when I was at A&D Repair, I was hanging out with Shannon for about 3 hours. He was basically just fitting the plastic to the front bumper, getting all that squared away, prepping it, sanding it down, getting it ready to get shot for paint. So that's basically it. Now going back to the ring wheel lights idea, if you're 16 years old and you got a pickup truck and you want to throw some ring lights on your truck to look cool in the parking lot, I would highly discourage you from doing that. With those things on, when it comes to servicing brake pads, it is a complete nightmare because you got to remove the calipers and those ring lights are going to be in the way. You're going to have to sort of bend them around just to get those out of there. But if you're daily driving your truck, I would not recommend putting ring lights on that truck. It's not worth it, trust me. I did just get plates for it. I will be putting some miles on this old girl. But in the meantime, we got to put her back together for sure. But in closing, big shout out to Matt and David there at A&D. Thank you guys so much for getting the AC recharged, getting the front end dialed in so we're not chewing up tires. And then of course the body shop, those guys are just tremendous. All of their hard work getting this truck painted just came in so key to the build, and this is what ties everything together. If you guys are interested in getting any work done, I will leave their information in the description below as well. You guys are awesome. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course hit that notification bell. You guys cannot miss an episode. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.